What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. Today, we're focusing on Dany Heatley taking his talents to Orange County and joining the Anaheim Ducks. We're talking LeBron style because that's what everyone's talking about these days. But 1 year, $1 million to go to a Stanley Cup contender in Anaheim. I mean, I guess I'm not knocking the deal from Anaheim's perspective. For Heatley, take wherever you can go, and obviously hope to God you end up on a good team. And I think a guy like Heatley that's still searching for his first Stanley Cup is that's again, you got to look at it like from what can I do to win, and if Anaheim could give him a look as the third wheel with Getzlaf and Perry, which I wouldn't put it past them. Why not? That'd be something that'd be very, very, very intriguing. But there's still a lot of work to be done. In terms of where he ends up, he has to understand he has to earn a spot with these guys. This isn't like playing for Minnesota where you knew you were on your way out and whatever. Bottom line is you've got to you know give it everything you got and maybe take on a role you're not comfortable with. And again, from Anaheim's perspective, 1 year, $1 million for a guy that's scored 50 goals before. Hashtag 1507. And that, by the way, guys, that is one of the best Twitter accounts out there. The Dany Heatley All Star account. I piss my pants laughing at least once a day at that account. But you also have to keep in mind he hasn't scored 30 goals since 2010. He had 39 that year, and he was on a wicked hot pace with San Jose that year, and just tailed off at the end. But you know, can he help? And he had 12 goals last year. He's minus 30 the last 2 years over, with San Jose. I mean, with Minnesota, excuse me. He wanted out of Ottawa, so he ended up with San Jose and Minnesota for the last 5 years with a 6-year extension. He signed with the Senators, so yeah. But again, you look at it. Maybe he gets back to, and I wrote the piece for Rant Sports on, I did 5 wingers out there that could play with Sidney Crosby and Kenny Malkin next year. And if Pittsburgh were to have signed Heatley, he would have looked. I'm not gonna say good with those two guys, but he could have, maybe gotten his career back on track. But he could do that in Orange County as well. So, something to keep an eye on. But you know, at the very least, great story. You know, and I'm not sure. I know Heatley. I don't think played with Getzlaf and Perry at the 2010 Olympics. I think he was with Thornton and Marlowe's then teammates in San Jose. But you know, it's kind of a low risk, medium reward. At worst case, he's dogging it. You cut him, and you know, easy the contract. And I will say this for the younger players out there. I know Heatley is a bad rap, but my favorite Dany Heatley story was he got bumped up the first line in Minnesota, and Charlie Coyle got bumped up there to play with Koivu and Parisi. And that was he took that shit, I'm not on the first line anymore. And then that day at practice, they moved the power play around. Heatley was still in the first power play unit, but they moved Coyle to that unit, and he's pissed, storming off. He just voiced his displeasure on the ice after practice in the locker room, and Heatley takes Coyle aside and explained to him how the first power play unit worked. And it was kind of like he's giving the kid advice, even though he's kind of taking his job. And for all the knocks on Heatley, that kind of stood out as, all right, maybe he's not the worst person in the world, the biggest asshole in hockey. So we'll see what comes of that. But I think it's a decent pickup for Anaheim. There's really no risk in it. We'll see what happens though. Anyway, that's this episode of the Power Play with CJ on the Anaheim Ducks signing Dany Heatley. Stay tuned for episodes for the off season and beyond. Later, guys.